everyone, welcome to another Anime Kingdom review. See by the title below, yes, this is on episode 12, the final and last episode of the first core of Tokyo Ghoul. And I gotta say, this episode, it definitely has me excited and really wishing that the second core was already here. It's just, I really wish, like, I hate that animes are doing this now. Yes, on one hand, you can kind of look at it like you get to watch some of it in the first half of the year and then more in the second half, not just like all in one go. But I just want to know, like, after this episode left me with kind of a lot of questions, honestly. And I just really wish we could already get that. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait till like the fall seasons or like October or something like that. So yeah, that sucks. But still, I enjoyed this episode. It was pretty good. There were still, of course, obviously some letdowns in like the battle scenes, the action, everything. The animation still kind of, not up to par with what we would want. And there, of course, was like a big death in this episode, which you have already seen, obviously, with Shirazu. And even though it did impact me, man, it was definitely like a very feelsy moment, especially with seeing like everyone crying. Sayako was just completely tearing up. Even Yuri, who we've seen pretty much kind of just push everyone away and just like has his own ambitions, was pretty much blaming he tried to blame Kaneki at one point, or sorry, Hayase, and Hayase just completely just burned him. It was like, don't blame me for you being too weak and everything. I was like, damn, that's kind of harsh, honestly. And Yuri over there just like, he just couldn't believe what was going on. And it's crazy because I did like that kind of parts with showing Yuri and how he, after seeing the whole season and seeing him just want his, his ambitions, he wants to get better than everyone. He doesn't really care about everyone else. But in this episode, you clearly see that that is not true. Even when I forget what his name is, but their superior came and said he was trying to bring people along to get, to move on and get the one-eyed owl, which of course obviously was Eto, which she wasn't even there anymore. Normally Yuri would have jumped at the chance for that, but instead he was actually like, you don't even care about what just happened here. And it was cool to see that kind of change for him. But like what I was going to say before is that with Shirazu, yes, it was very impactful for me. But I feel that since with this whole season and how it was kind of like, I never said that anything, I actually thought that this was pretty well done. It wasn't rushed too much, but I still think they could have gotten a lot more character development for a lot of the characters, which include Shirazu, which makes it like his death wasn't as like impactful as it could have been. It still was impactful, but not as much as I wanted it to be. Yes, the whole thing with his sister Haru was very just like, honestly, it's heartbreaking knowing that he's dead, and he was doing all this for her, and in the end he ends up dying like that. And just the way he died and everything, with him like saying, why isn't anyone talking? His eyesight, his hearing was gone, and you just knew he was not gonna make it and everything. Even with his healing abilities, he was losing way too much blood. And that kind of scene was what made the episode, honestly, in my opinion, really just like, really got me into it and everything. And just like, I was honestly kind of tearing up a little. It was really sad. But like I said, it could have been a lot better if they had developed the characters a lot more for this during this entire first core. Obviously that didn't happen, and obviously there is time restrictions and everything like that, budget cuts and all that kind of things, which of course also we definitely saw with the animation. But nonetheless, it was still a pretty powerful scene, especially with them like even at the at his grave and everything. It was a very feelsy kind of moments for sure. Like, you kind of got a bittersweet ending with this one because yes, Tsukiyama was able to be saved by Toka them and everything. Kaneki is indeed back. That was one of the big things in this episode as well, with him kind of having like an awakening when Eto came flying in. Kanai started destroying him. All of a sudden he gets sent back into his dream and his mind and everything. And you kind of see that like Hayase has like I guess he starts to see something differently. At first, he looked like he just wanted to kill Kaneki. Kaneki shows him with the whole thing with his mom. He realizes everything about Kaneki's what his salvation is and everything. And then, of course, literally just decides that, he's going to go to sleep. He's going to go to dream and everything. Because Hayase, when you really think about it, is a dream to Kaneki. Kaneki is pretty much just been sleeping this whole time, and this is all a dream. And then of course I just loved it when boom his eye opened and everything, and he's just like, I'm sick of dreams and everything. And I was like, my boy Kaneki is back finally, thank you. And he comes, of course, just badassery. That moment when he was like, why do I have to save trash like you? I was like, damn, this whole episode just had Kaneki just literally just burning people. It's just like, no, damn, that's got a sting, honestly. Just calling her trash. And then she flies up when he has her pretty much fall into a trap and cuts her in half, and just like she's just falling down to the like abyss. I'm pretty sure she's still alive. I don't doubt that. I don't think she's gonna live. I mean, I do think. I don't think they're gonna kill her yet. That's what I was gonna say. Sorry. But still, like all of a sudden, she like, ooh, I'm starting to like you, and I'm like, okay, yeah, masochist kind of stuff going on here. He pretty much cuts you in half and everything. And it's like, I like that. You know, like, oh, okay. I'm sorry, but Kaneki's gonna be with Toka. That's my shipping. I told you guys that before. Wish they had more Toka in the season. But now that Kaneki, I'm pretty sure this is Kaneki back. Like, that's one of the things I'm still kind of confused with. It seemed like this is like a full awakening of Kaneki. He even let Tsukiyama live, that whole thing. If he wanted to kill Tsukiyama, he would have. But instead, he dropped him, knowing that Kanai would have saved him. I'm not too sure if he knew about Toka them going to help him out as well. But obviously, if he really wanted to kill him, he could just like kill him right there and just maybe even ate him or something like that, you know? And then another thing that kind of confused me is when it was, you know, when I thought when he was awakened that his hair would have went full white again. Instead, it went full black. So that part kind of confused me as well. And it's kind of funny because you think other people were like, hey, your hair just went from being like black with white, now just a straight black. That's not, you know, weird or anything to anyone, but I guess not, you know, like whatever on that point, right? But yeah, overall, I definitely enjoyed this episode. Yes, the animation, as we keep talking about it, is definitely not up to par on how it should be. The ending song that they used the song during that ending part didn't really match at all. It kind of made no sense on why they would play that song during these scenes as well. But overall, other than those two parts, I actually really did enjoy this episode. The whole, you know, the craziness of what's going on with Kaneki, the impact of Shirazu's death and everything. It made for a very emotional roller coaster throughout the whole thing. Because at one point, you're watching at the beginning and you're like super hyped up when you see kind of like an awakening of Kaneki. And then, of course, it brings us to Shirazu them, and he makes this sacrifice, and you're like, holy crap, what's going on? Seeing all the other characters and just like, you know, them breaking down and everything, including characters that you never would have thought this would be, you know, like that for them, like Yuri and everything. Those kind of parts just literally had me really just wanting more and more and more. And of course, we're not going to get more because we have to wait. Well, we are going to get more, but we're going to have to wait like a whole half a year or something like that. So that, of course, does suck. But this episode definitely did a good job on one of the main factors I always love about when you have questions for an episode. What does it do for you? Does it make you feel like, why the hell would you do that? Why would you do this? That's the dumbest thing ever. What's going on here? It's not questions like that. This episode definitely had me more on thinking of, you know, some exciting things that makes me even want the second core even more, which makes a good episode because it makes you really just wanting more and more and more. Sure, it sucks because you gotta wait, but if it's able to make you want more, that's a good job. You know, there was the whole thing, is this really an awakening, a full awakening of Kaneki, or are we still going to see Hayase? What's going on there? What's going to happen now that Shirazu is dead? What's going to happen to his sister Haru? What's going to happen to the rest of the Quincy squad? What's going to happen to Yuri? Is he turning over a new leaf? The whole thing with, you know, why was Toka them there to save, you know, Tsukiyama? And then, of course, what's going to happen to Tsukiyama and his dad, which, of course, also showed up at the very end. And then, of course, they even had, like, Kijima's assistant or underling, whatever you want to call him. Last episode, we saw him killing his own people. Like, he didn't even give a shit about them. I mean, it makes sense considering his mentor, Kijima, and everything. But you even had in this episode where, at first, he's acting, he's crying and everything. like, ooh, and then all of a sudden he starts laughing like an evil villain. It's like, oh shit. And he even showed him at the very end on top of the building, like something's going on there. And below that building we see Shida, Shirazu's body being taken away. What's going on with that? Why are they taking away his body? And there's literally just so many questions, especially with that damn teaser at the last 30 seconds of the episode, which showed, I'm pretty sure, like Kaneki slash Hayase going up and fighting against Arima. So that is definitely another exciting thing to be, as to see as well, if that's what's going to happen in the next season. But yeah, overall, I gotta say, I definitely enjoyed this episode for the impact that it had laid, and it definitely has me excited to see the second core of the season. But just I wish there was other things, like the animation quality could have went up, music soundtrack choice could have been better as well with this one. But yeah, that's all I really gotta say about this episode. Definitely pretty damn awesome. But let's get on to talking about how I felt about the season overall, because honestly, my rating will be a 7 out of 10. I liked this season. I liked it more than Route A and everything. It didn't feel as rushed as Route A, and this is coming from an anime watcher only. But like, there's still so many other things that could have been done better. Animation, of course, could have been brought up better. More character development could have been a lot better as well. But obviously, there are always going to be these things that, for development and everything, that they can't always do as much because of budget cuts, and of course because of kind of the length of the season, and the fact that, of course, this being split, and only, at least it's going to be a 24 episode season. I always hate when there's only going to be 12. Yes, it's split. You're going to be like, oh, it's actually 2 seasons. No, this and the second core is still one whole season and everything. But yeah, overall, I would definitely say that I give Tokyo Ghoul Re a 7 out of 10, and honestly, I'm still excited to see how the second half will be, especially with all these questions left up in the air and everything. But yeah, that's all I really gotta say, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Is there anything missing you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. As always, guys, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. How do you feel about this episode? How do you feel about the season? Anime watchers only, did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Feel free to comment below your guys' thoughts. And as always, source material readers, how did you feel about this episode? Was it done good? Did they adapt it well? Was it not adapted well? Obviously, without putting any spoilers. If you do want to put spoilers, like I always say, do the whole skip 4 lines thing. So if someone clicks read more, that's their choice. But I still want to know how you guys felt about, the overall episode and the season overall. Was it better than you expected? Because that was one of the things that I had seen a lot, is that this season, in comparison to at least Route A, obviously, that people were not expecting to like certain parts as much as they did. They thought it was going to be worse, and that of course could be the fact that you have low expectations. And when you have low expectations, when something happens, it's always going to seem like, oh, that's better than I thought it was. But I still want to hear your guys' thoughts, so feel free to comment below on that. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. So till next time, see ya.